Hey everyone, welcome to our corner of the unknown, where the bizarre and the unexplained rule. Today, we're diving headfirst into the world of mysteries that make us question everything we thought we knew. Fasten your seatbelts, because we're going to face the 10 most mind-blowing mysteries of humanity. Prepare to have your mind blown with riddles that challenge logic, science, history, and even common sense. We're going to uncover secrets that would make Sherlock Holmes himself stand on end. So let's go. France, 1924. Just another day in the village of Glozel. Suddenly, excavations reveal artifacts and inscriptions that no one had ever seen before. It was as if a being from another planet had taken a stroll through medieval France and left the instruction manual behind. The inscriptions, which became known as the Glozel Code, were in a completely unknown language, challenging the greatest experts in ancient languages. And to make everything even more mysterious, the artifacts found seemed to be much older than anything ever found in the region. The scientific community was divided, some shouting hoax. Others swore it was the discovery of the century. To this day, the Glozel Code remains an indecipherable enigma, reminding us how much we still don't know about our own past. In 1901, at the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea, divers found a treasure that would make any historian sell their soul: the Antikythera mechanism. Imagine a clock, only 1,000 times more complex, full of gears, hands, and inscriptions, built more than 2,000 years ago by the ancient Greeks. This thing was capable of predicting eclipses, mapping the movements of the sun, moon, and planets, and even calculating the 4-year cycle of the Olympic Games. The complexity of the Antikythera mechanism was so absurd for the time that many scholars called it an outright lie. To this day, the Antikythera mechanism intrigues scientists and historians. Was this a secret knowledge kept by a few and lost over time? Or were the ancient Greeks really geniuses who were light years ahead of their time? What if I told you that thousands of years ago, there was a super advanced civilization that mastered technology, art, and philosophy? And what if I told you that this civilization, known as Atlantis, was destroyed by a single day of nature's fury, sinking into the ocean never to be found again? The first mention of Atlantis came from the Greek philosopher Plato, back in the 4th century BC. According to him, Atlantis was a technological and cultural paradise ruled by wise and powerful kings. But, as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. Greed and arrogance corrupted the Atlanteans, who ended up awakening the fury of the gods. For centuries, the story of Atlantis has inspired books, movies, music, and many conspiracy theories. But the question that remains is, did Atlantis really exist, or is it just a story made up by Plato to illustrate his philosophical ideas? In Egypt in 1922, a team of archaeologists, led by Howard Carter, made a discovery that would forever change the history of archaeology: the tomb of Pharaoh Tutankhamun, untouched for over 3,000 years. But the euphoria of discovery soon turned into fear and apprehension. Shortly after the opening of the tomb, a series of sinister events began to happen to the people involved in the expedition. The expedition's financier, Lord Carnarvon, died from a mosquito bite, and they say that at that very moment, all the lights in Cairo went out. Newspapers around the world printed headlines like "The Pharaoh's Curse" and "Revenge from Beyond the Grave." Is the curse of Tutankhamun real, or just a series of unfortunate coincidences? Or do we prefer to believe in the curse because deep down, we know that messing with the dead is asking for trouble? What if I told you there's a book written over 600 years ago that no one can read? This one is different. It's a book full of strange diagrams, plants that look like they came out of a science fiction movie, and writing that no one can decipher. The Voynich manuscript is one of the greatest mysteries of cryptography. In 1971, a man who identified himself as Dan Cooper, later known as D.B. Cooper, hijacked a Boeing 727 in the United States. The guy, with the calmness of a Buddhist monk, demanded $200,000 and 4 parachutes. Cooper got the money, released the passengers, and in the dead of night, ordered the pilot to take off again. And then, my friends, the unthinkable happened. D.B. Cooper with the dollars and the parachutes, simply jumped out of the plane mid-flight and was never seen again. The FBI turned the United States upside down, but there was no sign of Cooper. Will we ever discover the true identity of D.B. Cooper and find out what happened to him? Or will he remain a legend, a ghost that haunts the history of American aviation? In 1942, at the height of World War II, the United States was on high alert. Any suspicious sign in the sky was cause for widespread panic. And it was in this climate of paranoia that one of the most bizarre events in American military history occurred: the Battle of Los Angeles. Picture the scene. A dark night, sirens echoing through the city, searchlights scanning the sky, and suddenly, an unidentified flying object appears out of nowhere. The military, with their nerves on edge, didn't think twice. They fired at the object with everything they had. The barrage of shots lasted for hours, and the next day, newspapers printed photos of a mysterious object hovering over the city, illuminated by searchlights. Was the Battle of Los Angeles really an alien attack? Or was it all just a big misunderstanding, a collective delusion in times of war? In 1997, NOAA oceanographers picked up a bizarre sound coming from the depths of the Pacific Ocean. It was an ultra-powerful sound, like a guttural roar that echoed for miles. They named the sound Bloop, and the mystery only grew. What creature made such a loud noise? Some believe it was ice breaking off in Antarctica, but the hypothesis has not been confirmed. Will we ever solve the mystery of the Bloop? In 1954 in Japan, a man landed at Tokyo International Airport with a passport from a country that technically didn't exist: Taured. The guy, well-dressed and speaking several languages, swore that Taured was a European country, except no one had ever heard of this place. The man tried to prove he wasn't lying. He was taken to a hotel while the authorities tried to solve the mystery. They put guards at the door, but the man disappeared, vanished into thin air, along with his documents and belongings. Imagine hundreds of giant stone spheres, some over 2 meters in diameter, scattered throughout the forests of Costa Rica. No, it's not a scene from an Indiana Jones movie, it's pure reality. These mysterious spheres are one of the greatest archaeological enigmas of Latin America. No one knows for sure who made these spheres or what their purpose was. The theories are as varied as can be. Some believe the spheres were astronomical markers. Others think they were symbols of power. And of course, there's no shortage of extraterrestrial theories. Some ufologists believe the spheres are messages from aliens. Will we ever solve the riddle of these giant spheres? Or will they remain a silent reminder that the past is sometimes more mysterious than fiction? So guys, did you enjoy the journey? Which of the mysteries we uncovered today left you most intrigued? Tell us in the comments. Share your crazy theories. And let's turn this comment section into an investigation forum. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our insane investigations. Until next time, explorers of the unknown.